You look at what's gone on with New York and San Francisco and Chicago and Los Angeles, and they have one thing in common. They're run by liberal Democrats that they don't want to do anything to murderers. They leave murderers alone. Like we have an attorney general in New York. She's grossly incompetent. She's an evil person. She's a terrible, terrible attorney general. Businesses are fleeing. She goes after Trump, but she doesn't go after murderers all over the place. And we have to get that. We just have to get that change. So.
All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and we got that Trump's attorney. She ain't playing at all. She said that this case is falling apart, which she's talking about the New York City thing that's going on. If y'all do remember about this stupid judge up in there smirking, taking off his glasses and smiling and stuff at the camera as if, oh, I got Trump where I want him. I get to do whatever I want to do to him. And then you got Letitia James, the attorney general, that was just staring at the back of Donald Trump's head the whole entire time. This woman is trying her best to take Donald Trump down. That's all she's been doing. If y'all watch that video, just look at her. She wasn't even paying attention to nobody else in that courtroom but Donald Trump, staring at the back of this man's head. You can tell that that attorney general and that judge is working together. You can literally tell that. When do you ever see a judge, as soon as he see a camera on him, he take his glasses off and start smirking and smiling like something funny? Anybody that be in court, it ain't a funny thing going on. Ain't nobody laughing. Ain't nobody smiling when you in the courtroom. Man, this right here is crazy. But we definitely finna get ready and dive straight into this and see what Donald Trump's attorney have to say. But she did say this case is falling apart, and she finna explain to us why. So make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. Everybody been leaving positive comments in the comment section. And I also want to thank everybody that clicked on this video for the very first time. Appreciate you as well. Without further ado, let's dive straight in, y'all.
Let's take a look at the courtroom in downtown New York. Donald Trump on trial, civil lawsuit. The issue is real estate market valuations versus tax valuations. Oh, wait a minute. The issue is left-wing judges versus Trump and a left-wing attorney general versus Trump. Joining me here is Trump attorney Alina Habba, who was in the courtroom today. Alina, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Did the judge already make a decision with respect to the Trump assets and properties? Tell us about that, because he has no right to take away one's life's earnings.
Don't. Well, I think we're seeing all legal excessive bounds being broken at this moment. The judge did do that before we even walked into court. And I want the American people to understand this judge already ordered that the Trump organization, all affiliated companies, even his trust, be dissolved. That was ordered before we walked into that courtroom, before an expert took the stand, before anybody took the stand, and before my clients could even take the stand and defend themselves. So he summarily ordered that. That is something that is breaking news. We will be appealing, and that'll be filed tomorrow.
You're going to file the appeal tomorrow, and the appeal will go up to the State Court of Appeals.
Yes, it'll go to the First Department of
Which
Health
might
Court.
have more to do with the law than this Superior Court judge.
Yes.
Maybe.
I'm not going to.
No, I know. I don't want to get you into trouble. I don't want to send you to Rikers Island. I don't want to send my former boss Trump to Rikers Island.
No, that's not
either.
happening.
But, there are some people who say this idea of seizing businesses and seizing assets and seizing real estate property is a very clear violation of the 14th Amendment.
Right.
Strong legal case there.
Right. And look, you have business people that are watching your show. Your show's amazing. Let's just think about the precedent that this will set in the state of New York. People in New York should be worried. If we're saying that the Attorney General can now leap and dive into private businesses, private enterprises, because they are using a consumer fraud application in a private business, that is a very concerning and very serious issue for businesses in the state of New York. That has never been done before.
Who's the victim here?
Not
the banks. The banks were paid off.
No.
There's no consumers.
Exactly.
I mean, if you own the Trumps own the properties. And by the by, we've covered this on this show. A couple of good New York Sun articles, of all places. The difference between a tax assessment of a property versus a market property valuation is night and day. Why doesn't this judge get that?
Well, I don't know, because another point is the tax assessor who actually on Mar-a-Lago, and everyone knows this judge said Mar-a-Lago, the tax assessed value of Mar-a-Lago at 18 to 20 whatever million is what the value should be. On his statement of financial condition, he put it higher, which frankly it wasn't high enough. Mar-a-Lago is probably worth almost $2 billion. And we have this guy saying that this is the value that should be used. Now, that's what we're appealing tomorrow, of course, along with everything else in there. But even the tax assessor and the department in Palm Beach came out and told the Sun, hey, guys, sorry, the lawyers are right. That was the tax assessed value. That is not market value at all. It's a very basic concept, but, you know,
South Florida realtors laughed at that $18 million assessment.
You can't get anything in Palm Beach proper for $18 million. I mean, a shoebox.
No, I understand that. What about this gag order that the judge has imposed? I mean, I hold a peculiar view of First Amendment, Bill of Rights, free speech. Right. A lot of people, I won't say every person, but many people believe this is a socialist state attorney general who ran against Donald Trump. Trump was not on the ballot, but she ran against him anyway. Before this was happened, this judge has made disparaging remarks against former President Trump. So now they want to gag the president. I don't want they're going to gag you. I don't want to get you in trouble and send
I
you
was
to the
also
pokey.
no, I was
you
also
gagged. Too?
So it wasn't per se
mean?
for me, but I represent the president. A gag order is effectively silencing your rights to free speech, and we did, explain that. But the reality of the situation is, the judge here has done and will do what he wants. It's a bench trial, as we know. And under 6312, we were not entitled to a jury. So we are stuck with this and dealing with going to the appellate division every time there's something that we don't agree with. And, we're just going to have to continue to fight like we always do and keep going up the ladder. I mean, it's a very serious precedent. Nobody has done Jack Smith. We haven't seen this. And to do that to a president and sitting candidate who's leading in the polls because a political opponent's minion, frankly, is coming after him is a problem. That's a problem. Again, scary precedent. A lot of things happening in this courtroom in a civil, equitable court decision that shouldn't be happening.
I had the impression, just the last point, that the Trump legal team was cross-examining these accountants.
Right.
And the judge didn't want them cross-examined. Now, can you just give us a brief summary of that?
Sure. We've been going back and forth in court about going through every single statement because, number one, we're not supposed to be looking at this many statements because there's something called statute of limitations.
See, that's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about right there. You think y'all can just take what this man and worked his life for? You think you can just seize his assets like that? That's why Trump is he filing that appeal, because you knew something was going on when you entered that court. When Trump entered that courtroom, and you see the attorney general just looking at the back of Trump's head, and then you hear that her and the judge been talking, so you know they're working together to try to take Donald Trump down. So I'm glad he filed an appeal. Like this right here is crazy. Even Elena just said this. Trump is leading in the polls. You already know what they're trying to do. They trying to do whatever it takes to take this man down. I've never seen any other president have to go through so much stuff as Donald Trump that went through this entire year. The whole entire year of 2023, Donald Trump done been through it all. The man's house got raided. All these indictments. You got this New York stuff going on. There's no consumers. There's no banks. Trump don't owe anybody. Why is he in court? Why is this man in court and he don't owe anybody? Nobody is taking him to court. Like the Attorney General, Letitia James, she's corrupt. The judge corrupt. They working together to try to take this man down. And just like Alina said, he's leading in the polls. They know he's going to become president. They know this. So they just trying any and everything. And I'm glad that Alina, she's not letting that happen. She's like, you know what? We're going to file an appeal. And a gag order. Like this right here just pisses off people. This just pisses off people. There's no way that Donald Trump should be treated like this. There's no way he should be treated like this. They already crying because he might end up becoming the House Speaker. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
His position. We've been going back and forth in court about going through every single statement because, number one, we're not supposed to be looking at this many statements because there's something called statute of limitations. His position is, no, we can let it in and it'll go in, and we've objected, as all the press has reported. And we're going to continue to do so. And then he said, no, you have to summarize it. Well, we can't. You know, you have to have your day in court. And this is the problem that we're seeing. They had 3 years, 3 years of investigation, thousands, millions of pages. I've been on this case for multiple years. And then we go to court and we're going to rush? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Do these accounts actually, I mean, I was reading in the New York Post this morning. I mean, it didn't sound like they were actually making a valuation case. It was a more narrowly defined tax appraisal case. Now, maybe I didn't understand that.
The Attorney General's office?
Well, the Attorney General's office and even the accountants that you were interviewing on the legal team.
Oh, well, the accountants now, let's remember what happens here in real practical life.
They're just accountants.
They're accountants, but what happens? The Attorney General goes and starts investigating them, freaks them out, tells them that we're going to bring SEC violation, whatever it is, and then they freak out and desist. It's what we've seen happen. The DA, the AGs working together in New York. We've seen this happen. Don't forget, this started with Bragg. He didn't bring the case, and then we have this Attorney General. And frankly, the case, in my opinion, is falling apart.
It's falling apart.
Falling apart. Alina, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. You have to go back down there tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Good luck on that.
Thank you.
Right, when you get...
Right, and she's on it, man. Shout out to Alina. She is on it. She said the case is falling apart. She know this ain't finna go through. She know what they trying to do. This judge and the Attorney General, Letitia James, is corrupt. I mean, you could not stop watching that video in the courtroom as she stared at the back of this man's head. I mean, didn't take her eye off of him. This is crazy. But I know this right here ain't gonna go through. I know Donald Trump gonna get out of it because there's no consumers, no banks involved. It's just this corrupt judge trying to seize this man houses, whatever his property and stuff. It ain't gonna happen. So we see that they filed the appeal. We're gonna see what happens. Y'all know I'm gonna keep y'all updated. Shout out to everybody that watched the entire video. Like I said, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.